What if we weren't the only humans? What if, once upon a time, multiple human species coexisted on this planet? Around 70,000 years ago, Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, Denisovans, and in some regions, isolated archaic humans still persisted. But today, only we remain, Homo sapiens. Why are we the only ones left? Neanderthals had robust physiques, and their cranial capacity was comparable to, or even larger than, modern humans. So what made the decisive difference? Today, let's explore this question: genetics, language, cooperation, and the unexpected legacy we inherited. By the time you finish this video, you'll realize that the memories of multiple human species flow within you. Chapter 1. The leap called cognitive revolution. During the late Pleistocene, something began to change. A new complexity emerged in Homo sapiens culture. Symbolic ornaments, long-distance trade, sophisticated tools. So what changed? This shift is sometimes called the cognitive revolution. But it wasn't a single event. It was likely a gradual development over a long period. Homo sapiens developed the ability to speak about things that don't exist. Myths, legends, beliefs, plans for the future. Think about that for a moment. How revolutionary this truly was. Language wasn't just a communication tool. It was the power to unite strangers and enable cooperation toward common goals. Beyond that hill, there's large prey. Tomorrow, let's all go hunting. We are kin, sharing the same ancestors. This ability generated extraordinary flexibility. Homo sapiens didn't need to wait for genetic changes every time the environment shifted. By changing culture, they could adapt within a few generations. And here's where a crucial question emerges. If our greatest weapon was imagination, isn't the boundary between reality and fiction the very force that brought us this far? Myths aren't lies. They were shared realities that made cooperation possible. This development gave us the power to tell stories. And those stories united tens of thousands, millions of people. But this alone doesn't explain everything. Other human species were reasonably intelligent too. So why did they vanish? Chapter 2. The unexpected truth of interbreeding. For a long time, scientists believed this, that Homo sapiens and Neanderthals were completely separate species. But in 2010, genetics revealed a shocking truth. So what did we discover? A draft sequence of the Neanderthal genome was published. And something astonishing became clear. The DNA of modern humans outside Africa contains, on average, about 1 to 2%, sometimes more depending on the region, of Neanderthal genes. Interbreeding definitely occurred. We don't know the details of frequency or relationships, but even rare encounters, accumulated over time, can explain the current proportions. The encounters weren't just once. They may have been repeated many times throughout history. Furthermore, genes from another human species, the Denisovans, were discovered. Denisovan ancestry is highest in Oceania, particularly Melanesia, and is also detected in Southeast Asia. And the admixture wasn't just once. It may have happened multiple times. Recently, even without finding bones, we can detect traces of Denisovans from DNA remaining in cave sediments. Evidence is mounting that Denisovans were distributed across a far wider area than imagined, including the highlands of East Asia, and that multiple lineages may have existed. And here's the most astonishing discovery. Some genes inherited from Neanderthals influenced our immune responses. Genes inherited from Denisovans, particularly one called EPAS1, gave Tibetans the ability to adapt to high altitudes. In other words, interbreeding with other human species provided us with survival advantages. They didn't disappear. They continued to live on as part of us. Recent research suggests that Neanderthals also made sophisticated tools and may have possessed the capacity to mourn their dead. They weren't mere savages. They were a different intelligence. Consider this for a moment. If we're not a pure species, but rather beings who inherited the legacy of multiple humans, isn't the answer to what does it mean to be human far more complex and beautiful than we thought? Within us flows the memory of vanished worlds. We carry the legacy of multiple human species. This is both a scientific fact and a poetic truth. But the question remains, Why couldn't Neanderthals and Denisovans survive as independent species? Chapter 3. The decisive force of cooperation. The answer lies in the scale of cooperation. Neanderthals cooperated too, but their scale was limited. Homo sapiens were different. So what made it possible? Our ancestors could believe in shared fictions, myths, religions, nations, laws. These were the glue that bound strangers together. Neanderthals cooperated within families and small groups. But Homo sapiens could cooperate in the hundreds, in the thousands. While there's an estimated limit to the number of relationships an individual can maintain intensively, actual cooperation scales can be expanded through institutions, culture, and technology. This difference was decisive in the competition for resources. Large groups could dominate broader territories and secure more resources. And when the environment changed, isolated small groups were vulnerable. But Homo sapiens, with their vast networks, helped each other and survived. Around 40,000 years ago, Neanderthals disappeared from the stage of history. Probably they didn't lose in battle. Climate change may have been a contributing factor, but multiple factors likely overlapped. Small population size, resource competition, assimilation through interbreeding, regional variations. Let's think about what this means. We survived not because we were the strongest or the smartest. We survived because we could cooperate best. And what made that cooperation possible were shared stories. If fake news and conspiracy theories divide us today, doesn't that mean the very force that allowed us to survive is now threatening us? Stories can unite us, but they can also tear us apart. We survived through cooperation. But that cooperation was based on trust and shared truth. So what should we learn from this? Chapter 4. Insights to Remember. Now, today we've deeply explored the survival of humanity, a journey that began about 70,000 years ago. Multiple human species coexisted, interbred, and all but one disappeared. Let me share the insights to remember from today's exploration. First, our ancestors survived because abstract thinking and language ability enabled large-scale cooperation. Symbolic expression and modern behavior developed gradually, fostering the power to speak about things that don't exist. They united strangers through myths and beliefs. This gave Homo sapiens a decisive advantage. Second, we are not pure Homo sapiens. We inherited genes from Neanderthals and Denisovans and made their adaptive abilities our own. The vanished human species continue to live within us. Third, shared stories united us and allowed us to survive. But that power is a double-edged sword. Stories based on truth create cooperation, but stories based on fiction create division. These three insights teach us who we are and what we need for the future. Through this exploration, I feel deeply moved. We are the product of miraculous chance. Gradual cognitive development, interbreeding, cooperation. All of it shaped who we are today. And at the same time, we bear responsibility. The responsibility to pass on the legacy inherited over tens of thousands of years to the next generation. I, too, feel awe at this truth. Finally, I want to ask you this. If we survived because of cooperation and shared truth, isn't the division and mistrust we face today threatening our very survival? And how should the imagination our ancestors wielded tens of thousands of years ago be used now? There are no easy answers to these questions, but continuing to ask them moves us forward. After you finish this video and return to daily life, I want you to be mindful, just a little. When you cooperate with someone, when you trust a stranger, when you share a story, that's the inheritance of a power that began tens of thousands of years ago. And remember the genes flowing within you. They carry the memories of multiple human species. Share your insights in the comments. Your questions are what drive this channel forward. Thank you for joining me on this intellectual journey to the end. We continue to explore the universe, consciousness, and the nature of existence. If you want to continue this journey, please subscribe to the channel. Next time, I have questions prepared that will shake your worldview. Turn on notifications and let's explore the unknown together. Until next time.